Late Edition News at 10 with Ann Gownley. Sports with Beth Mensinger. And meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk.
A meth lab was discovered early this morning in Salem Township, and it's our top story tonight. Good evening. This is WYLN's Late Edition, Greater Hazleton's only local news broadcast for Friday, May 2nd, 2014. I'm Ann Gownley. 2 suspects were taken into custody after a meth lab bust this morning. Investigators discovered a meth lab in a home on East 2nd Street near Berwick. State drug agents with the Attorney General's office seized a large amount of chemicals and equipment used to manufacture meth. 31-year-old Brent Harvey and 30-year-old Jessica Brudnak were taken into custody. The two admitted to the cooking meth and disposing of the waste in a household trash. Authorities removed the chemicals from the house shortly after the arrests were made. Harvey and Brudnak are scheduled for a preliminary hearing on May 14th. A meeting about economic development in northeastern Pennsylvania with 2 federal lawmakers. Our Gary Perna has more.
Talking jobs and economic growth were the topics of discussion at a meeting today at the Can-Do headquarters in downtown Hazleton. 2 main players in that meeting were U.S. Senator Patrick Toomey and Congressman Lou Barletta. Both held a press conference after the meeting. Toomey said the main talks were about the FAA's next generation air traffic control system coming to the Tobyhanna Army Depot.
Tobyhanna, we've got a terrific facility that's really ideally suited for this. There's some really capable people in this room who are putting together a plan, bringing people throughout the region together to help make the strongest possible case, and I'm going to join them, as I know Congressman Barletta has joined in this effort, to see if we can win this. It'd be terrific for northeastern Pennsylvania.
Congressman Barletta said if that would go through and the next generation for the FAA is brought to the Tobyhanna Army Depot, it would create thousands of jobs.
7,200 jobs over the next 10 years. We feel that Tobyhanna should not be excluded from the qualifications. It's within the 150-mile radius. In fact, it's 81 or 89 miles away. We think the quality of life, the cost of living makes it an attractive place, and it doesn't need to be in New York. So we're going to continue, the Senator and myself and others, the Pennsylvania delegation, are going to work very hard to make sure that Tobyhanna gets a fair opportunity.
Toomey said the FAA has heard from him.
The FAA has heard from us, right? So they know how we feel about this. We have been on this for some time now. They're taking a long time to get to a decision. I'm not sure that's all bad. It gives us a chance to continue to make our case, and that's what we intend to do.
Both said there were other talks in the room as well.
There was a discussion about some of the challenges that some folks face, whether it's new rules and regulations on trucking or other matters. So yeah, there was a range of issues brought up. But we did spend, I think, most of the time talking about trying to bring the FAA to Tobyhanna.
Barletta said more meetings like this one will take place in the future.
There is. Actually, I'm going to follow up, and we're going to continue the discussion. There's a lot more policy questions that some had, so we're going to make sure that that we hear all of their concerns and take them back to Washington. The good thing for us is to see such an organized cross-section of counties working together and municipalities, and that has not always happened in the past, and that doesn't happen in all parts of Pennsylvania or around the country, and that's very positive for our area, where you have economic development, people from Scranton working with people from Hazleton and Schuylkill County, and all on the same page to bring jobs. So what's good for one part of the Northeast will be good for everyone.
In Hazleton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Tamaqua police have charged the parents of a child who were found unresponsive on May 5th, and they say that they were allegedly in a bed with both parents and several other children. 22-year-old Joseph Kalua and 23-year-old Alyssa Shellhammer of Tamaqua were charged with 4 counts each of endangering the welfare of children and reckless endangerment. Police were dispatched to the home on Arlington Street just after 2:30 a.m. on February 5th for an unresponsive 6-week-old infant. The child was taken by ambulance ambulance to St. Luke's Miners Memorial Medical Center in Coaldale. Shellhammer told police that the infant was in a pack-and-play to sleep, and when she woke up, she found him unresponsive. When questioned by children and youth, Kula told them that the infant was in the bed with him, and Shellhammer told him to tell police that he was in the pack-and-play when the incident happened. They will now both await preliminary hearings with District Judge Stephen Bayer in Tamaqua. A teenager accused of vehicular homicide will have his case heard in juvenile court. 16-year-old Tyler Duda of Kingston Township is accused of striking and killing 59-year-old Nicholas Zarilla outside of his home on West Union Street in Nanticoke. Duda pled not guilty to charges of homicide by vehicle, third-degree murder, accidents involving death, among other charges. Luzerne County Judge Lisa Gelb ruled today that Duda will appear in juvenile court after hearing testimony from both sides at a hearing earlier this month. A Dallas woman was arrested for allegedly stealing money from a local youth football organization. Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis announced the arrest of 40-year-old Holly Ballista. Ballista served as treasurer for the Kingston Township Raiders Youth Football Organization. A report was made on November 11th of 2012 to police suspecting a theft from the organization. An investigation determined that she allegedly wrote numerous checks to herself in the sum of $19,720. Ballista was charged with theft by unlawful taking and theft by deception. She was arraigned Thursday before Judge James Tupper and released on $5,000 unsecured bail. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for May 15th. A Pittston man was sentenced to 8 years in prison for his role in drug distribution. 58-year-old Leroy Trujan was sentenced yesterday by Judge Edwin Kozik. Trujan used his business, Roy's Used Tires, to distribute more than 5 kilograms of cocaine between 2007 and 2012. He was indicted on conspiracy charges in May of 2012 and pled guilty a year later. Judge Kozik ordered that he be placed on supervised release for 3 years following his prison sentence. The recent construction on Route 309 between Mountaintop and Wilkes-Barre has raised safety concerns on emergency situations. PennDOT has the road constricted to a single lane on both directions while crews are blasting. PennDOT spokesman James May said that there will be 1 to 2 blasts a day where traffic will be stopped from a 15 to 20-minute interval. Municipalities surrounding the area are worried about how emergency responders and tow trucks will operate effectively through the construction. Meetings have been held and local authorities agreed to cooperate with one another to ensure the safety of the road, crews, and motorists. A new business is lending a helping hand to nonprofit organizations. We stopped by the Greater Hazelton Rails to Trails as volunteers came out to help clean up the trail in preparation for an upcoming event and the summer weather. American Eagle Outfitters will soon open in the Humboldt Industrial Park in Hazel Township. As part of moving into the community, they have teamed up with local nonprofit organizations to help out. Today, employees of American Eagle were out in full force, putting their time in to help clean up the Greater Hazelton Rails to Trails. The business has also donated $4,000 to the Greater Hazelton Civic Partnership. Employees were cleaning the trail, moving dirt around, and painting. Executive Director of the Greater Hazelton Civic Organization, Bob Skolsky, says they were extremely grateful for the work that they have done today.
The most important thing with developing a trail or something like this is our volunteers. We have over 250 volunteers. We have people that contribute to the trail, and without that we would not have the trail. We would not have the trail because it's through the work of volunteers such as American Eagle coming out today. This work effort that they're going to do today probably would have cost us thousands of dollars that we don't have if they didn't volunteer to do it.
Skolsky says the money donated today will help with upkeep of the trail and with the expansion project. We spoke with Marcy Eberhardt, the director of the American Eagle Outfitters Foundation, about the company coming out to help.
Environmental conservation is one of the pillars of community engagement that American Eagle Outfitters believes in, and so it was just a natural fit that we would partner with the Rails to Trails organization.
Eberhardt says the volunteers were excited to come out and help in the community that they work in.
We have our new management and supervisor crew ready to work, and American Eagle Outfitters believes in not only donating money to great organizations in the community, but putting our manpower behind it as well. So we have a lot of eager and young and great people who are willing to lift up their sleeves and really help the trail today.
President of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce, Mary Malone, says it's great to see the camaraderie between new businesses and nonprofit organizations in the Hazleton area.
One of the great things about the Chamber is that our membership and one of our newest members, American Eagle, and their associates are out in force today, about 30 of them, to work with Rails to Trails, one of our affiliates, to do some spring cleaning so we can get folks out here and enjoying the beautiful Rails to Trails project.
The volunteers today were helping to prepare the trails for National Trails Day Hike and Bike, which is on Saturday, June 14th, beginning at 11 a.m. For more information, you may call 570-455-1509. A facelift for a longtime fast food restaurant in the city of Hazleton. The Wendy's on Church Street is closed for repairs for the next few weeks. The restaurant has been in Hazleton for years and is getting a fix-up to match other newer Wendy's opening up. We have learned that the Hayden family that owns the Wendy's has donated the chairs that were in the building to the Hazleton One Community Center this week. No word when the newly remodeled Wendy's will reopen in the city. A special evening of music was performed tonight for a local organization celebrating a milestone anniversary. Our Julie Stefanovich has this story.
MPB Community Players presented an evening of song and celebration commemorating the 75th anniversary of Catholic Social Services. The organization has been in existence since 1939, providing essential services to the community. Executive Director of CSS, Neil Alberto, talks about the impact it has with helping people out.
It's events like this that truly help us to help others in the community. From the very beginning until now, last year there were over 6,500 families actually served by this agency, and the number is mind-boggling. But you know what, we can't look at it as just a number, because that number represents individuals, it represents real people, and you know, things have changed so much over the years, but the one thing that won't ever change is hopefully the focus on respecting the dignity, the value, and the self-worth of everybody that comes here.
Tonight's concert featured musical numbers by the MPB Players and a youth company.
We just love the idea. This is such a wonderful setting. So we put together a show that's filled with some beautiful, inspirational, and fun music. Barb Volusius and Courtney Tarselli were our directors and selected the music for tonight. Terry Moran Bowder is narrating some of the story of Catholic Social Services. And it's just meant to be a fun night to celebrate all that Catholic Social Services does and just enjoy the music and the camaraderie.
We would like to congratulate Catholic Social Services on their 75 years of making the area a better place to live. If anyone wishes to find out more about the organization, you can visit cssdioceseofscranton.org or check them out on Facebook. In Hazleton, for WILN's Late Edition, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Tomorrow is the 31st annual Helping Hand Society Telethon, which will run for 11 hours live right here on WILN to help raise money for the school that has helped thousands in our area. The Helping Hand Society was founded in 1924 and is a nonprofit organization that serves children with special needs and their families. They provide educational and therapeutic services from birth to school-age children. On May 3rd, the 31st annual Helping Hand Society Telethon will be underway to raise money in order to fund those specific programs. The telethon will be at the Laurel Mall at noon. There will be plenty of entertainment and fun activities for the children. If you're unable to head up to the Laurel Mall on Saturday and would still like to donate, you can watch it live right here on WILN. A special event is planned to help raise money for the Cure Starts Now Foundation in memory of Michael Balliet. The event is slated for Sunday, May 4th, beginning at 8 a.m. at Jerry's Fitness Center in Sugarloaf. Michael's mother, Betsy Walzer, began spinning at Jerry's Fitness to help get through the grief and anger she was feeling after losing her son to DIPG, which is a deadly brain tumor. Everyone is invited to the event to help fund research into this rare pediatric brain cancer that took Michael's life just 1 week after being diagnosed. There's a $10 donation per bike, per class. Classes will run at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and 11 a.m.